budget address. Ed?
Leslie, good evening. The president certainly laying out his priorities for the upcoming legislative season and also bragging on many of his accomplishments. We've been able to get reaction from lawmakers here over the past half hour to the speech, but I'd like to bring in right now the majority leader of the House of Representatives, Maryland Congressman, and I have to mention fellow Terrapin Steny Hoyer with us. Sir, the president says the State of the Union is better than it's ever been. To you, sir, the State of the Union is?
Well, that's not true. He has $1 trillion operating deficit. Under Bill Clinton, the economy was going up, the stock market was going up, and we balanced the budget 3 years in a row, so that it's hard to say that it's better than it's ever been. Unemployment is down. That's a good thing. The economy, however, if you look at a chart, started to go up in 2010 under Obama, kept going up, and frankly has stayed on the same line in terms of increasing the wellness of our economy as Obama set the table for. So that we on our side of the aisle, he gives Obama no credit whatsoever for bringing the economy back to health and growing a robust economy. And in fact, when he talks about the GDP is about what it was, give or take 1/10 of a point, when Barack Obama was president of the United States. So he way overstates it. The fact checkers are going to have a very busy night.
I want to talk about the president's legislative priorities. Is there anything that you and the caucus can wrap your arms around that you heard from him tonight?
He wasn't specific, but there are two things, certainly, which we want to work with the president on, work with the Senate on, and that's infrastructure and prescription drugs, and very frankly, protecting pre-existing conditions. We tried to cooperate with the president on infrastructure. He walked out of the room. We have a bill that we've sent to the Senate that carries out almost all of the principles he articulated for prescription drug reform. He opposed it. He says he wants to save pre-existing conditions. We have a bill over in the Senate that does exactly that, and he has a court case trying to set aside the Affordable Care Act, which protects pre-existing conditions. So yes, there are some things we at least notionally agree on, but there hasn't been much follow-through on what he promised the American people.
Will it be that much harder, given that we're in an election year? I mean, will the season of bipartisan support wane as we get deeper into the year?
Well, I'm not sure we're in the season of bipartisan support, but what I believe is we have a duty to the American people, we who are Democrats and in the majority in the House of Representatives. The president has a duty to the American people. And so in that sense, whatever our differences are, if we can work together on prescription drugs, prices coming down, if we can work together on investing in infrastructure, if we can work together in ensuring people have health care and are not precluded from getting insurance by pre-existing conditions, yes, in that context, we have a responsibility to work together. And I hope we can do that, but we'll see.
Last question for you, Congressman. D.C. statehood, will the House vote on D.C. statehood this year?
Yes, we're going to bring that up in the near term, before the summer. D.C. statehood bill will be on the floor. Very frankly, the failure to give U.S. citizens who live in the District of Columbia precluded from voting, we're the only capital in the free world that doesn't allow its citizens to have a voting member of the parliament, or in this case the Congress, in the world.
Appreciate your time. You've been very generous. Congressman, thank you so much.